What's up, ghosties? Welcome back to Tales of Spooky Coffee House. We're your hosts. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Veronica.
Today we are doing another experience episode, and we have a special guest joining us. Do you want to say hi, Z?
Hi, my name is Z.
What's your full name?
The whole name?
Your full your
Z Annabelle?
yeah.
Oh.
Chelsea, did you know that we've been saying her name wrong this whole time? How do you say her name?
Z Annabelle.
Did she say it right?
I don't actually know. I can't really tell.
One more time, Chelsea.
Z Annabelle.
She says Anna. What do you say?
Z Annabelle?
You say Z Annabelle.
What's it supposed to be?
Anna. Z Annabelle.
Z Annabelle. Oh, it's so pretty.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. I barely learned how to
Nobody says it
properly,
right. I don't care.
but I just caught it today in the car.
Because we were
Dude.
talking about how to spell Chelsea's name.
Yeah, and I found that funny because Chelsea, you and I couldn't spell Annabelle's name to write on our notes. we're just gonna stick with these.
Dude, are you really saying that we've been saying your name wrong for like 20 years?
Yes. Everybody has, though. My whole life. Even my dad says it wrong. And I get out of the man.
Dude, I fucking
Partially.
can't right now.
Oh my goodness.
Why didn't you correct us sooner?
It's not, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. I don't know, it's not really bothersome to me. If you guys are saying like something else, if you're calling me like Bella or something, I probably would have been like, nah, nor.
All right, ghosties. Well, you just got secondhand embarrassment for me and Veronica.
Veronica was so red in the car. That was hilarious.
Dude, I'm pretty sure my face is red too. I'm like flabbergasted right now.
I have makeup on, so I'm hiding it a little bit. Can you see my face? No.
It's lit up by the whole screen, dude. Your whole face is lit.
You know what? I'm pretty lit, period, okay? So Daniel had a complaint in the car about about us, I guess, that we get off subject a lot.
But
Yeah.
I like that you do, but also that I just want you to finish the first thing that you said.
So
I'm telling you, at least we get back on track eventually.
Yes, no, you do. That's why I think I complimented you guys that you actually remember to go back on track, because if you didn't, I think I would be like, what the hell is going on? What is
so
the
going
storyline?
back to track.
Yeah.
Going back on track. What are you guys drinking?
So yeah, in front of me I have water, coffee, and a Sprite. I know that is very random, but my water is from like yesterday, my coffee is from this morning, and the Sprite is from dinner. So, what are you drinking, Z?
Sprite. I didn't get coffee. I forgot. Tales of the Spooky Coffee House. Forgot the coffee. I just got.
You had
tails.
one job.
I know. I just got away with one job, and I failed.
What about you, Chelsea?
I'm trying a new coffee creamer today.
Me too. What do you got?
I got butter pecan. Yeah. Have you ever had butter pecan ice cream?
Yes.
It's pretty
Okay,
good.
so it tastes like that, but like warm, and it's super good. What is so funny?
I think I made a face.
We both made a face.
We did. I didn't even look at you.
When I saw that you made a face.
Because she's that warm. But,
Anyways.
You guys need to face away from each other.
I'm not even looking at her. I swear. I'm looking at Marilyn Monroe on the wall.
Anyways, is it good then? You like it? 10 out of 10?
Yeah, it's really fucking good. What are you trying?
Well, it's pretty basic, but I got a creamer that's the caramel macchiato creamer from Starbucks. Yeah, it's pretty good. Sweet. I probably shouldn't have put as much as I did, even though I thought I put a little bit, but it's good. All right, you guys, I have a couple questions for you guys. Well, we each have a couple questions for everyone, but so Z, if you want to answer this first, then Chelsea. What is the weirdest or your favorite daydream that you've ever had?
My favorite while I'm awake daydream?
Yeah, like what do you daydream about? Like what's been your favorite?
That's what it is.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
So, which one's your favorite or the weirdest one you've ever had that you're willing to admit to?
It could just be like a zone out, right? Like you just
Yeah.
zone out. Okay.
Sweetie, do you
'Cause
not
I've
know
had-
what daydream
I
is?
haven't had a daydream in I don't know, like a long time.
You don't daydream? Like you don't like just like think about.
I do vaguely, but sometimes I'm so busy I just kind of don't really think all that much until I don't have a good brain.
Oh my god, I can see how this is gonna go.
Daydream my head. Hold on. Let me just think.
Come on, brain, think of things.
I honestly can't think of the last
Don't hit your
daydream I
head
had.
right there.
Yeah, I feel it.
So really?
I really can't. Like,
What about what about when you were little? Like, what was your favorite thing to daydream about? Like, what did you dream about being that you would like get lost in the idea of, or you'd make a little scenario in your head? What do you think about before bed?
I don't think. Okay, so
Oh,
the
man.
last daydream I had is I was at work and I was standing there and these guests kept coming up to me, and then eventually I just kind of zoned out in front of them and kept thinking, like, what if I was to just slap the crap out of you right now? Like, what I mean, that was like legitimately the last thing I remember daydreaming about. Like, if I was to just beat up you and your kid right now, or beat you with your kid right now, I mean,
I love that. That's a great answer.
That's such a Z Annabelle answer.
It is. It's a very Annabelle answer. All right. What about you?
Make sure
Chelsea?
you're saying her name right, Z Annabelle.
Yes.
I'm gonna be so on that now.
I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm gonna forget.
No, yeah, she will.
What was it?
What do you say it again?
What about you, Chelsea? Favorite or weirdest daydream?
The weirdest daydream that I've ever
Of course
had.
she's gonna go with the weirdest. I love her.
Weirdest. Standard. Wouldn't be the spooky coffee house. Murder?
No, actually no. Believe it or not, no, that is not the weirdest one that I have. That's actually a normal one.
Oh God. Fine.
No, the weirdest one that I've ever had actually was about kissing one of my teachers.
What the heck?
That's not that bad.
That's the weirdest one that I've ever had.
That's less weird than the murder one.
Yeah. She said, I just want to,
Kiss him.
Really, for me though? Oh no, it was more than just kissing. That was just the appropriate answer.
Oh, in front of the whole class. She wants to just
in front of the whole class.
I think
actually, Z knows me a lot better than you do at that
in front
point.
of the whole class. How do you not know Chelsea? Come on, Metal.
My neighbor's gonna be like, "Damn, she's getting yelled at." Oh man.
Yes, I had a daydream about kissing one of my teachers in front of the whole class.
Wow. Would you allow them to clap so they don't know, like, or so you?
What? When you want?
Did you forget?
When you jeez.
No, it didn't get that far. I got interrupted. So what's the weirdest or favorite daydream you've ever had, Veronica?
Yeah, Beto, please tell us.
Wait, hold on. Why did you never finish this daydream?
Because I got interrupted.
She got interrupted. She
okay,
said.
So then why haven't you finished it after that? Was that recent?
No, I'm not in school.
Yeah.
Okay, so then why haven't you just finished off the daydream so it could be complete instead of to be continued?
Let her just write a story about it, okay? She's a writer, for God's sake. She just didn't daydream about it.
Where are you going?
I mean, Veronica, I'm very disappointed because Z is like on point about that.
Like, you guys haven't seen each other in years.
I know.
Anyways, my favorite daydream is like, I don't know, being like Pedro Pascal's girlfriend.
Here we go.
Or like, you know what? I'll admit to this. I'll like daydream of me being in like Mandalorian, like on the show, you know. Ugh. But would I do him with the suit or without the suit? That's the question.
I do
With
hang
the
up
helmet or
suit.
without the helmet?
Definitely with the helmet.
That's rude.
I'm just saying. Like the whole thing is he's the Mandalorian. I want the Mandalorian with the whole outfit on. It's like doing a stormtrooper. You take the helmet off. You're like, what is this
that's
underneath?
Different, but because I have a crush on the person underneath the suit, as well as
I just
the
have
Mandalorian.
a crush on the Mandalorian as the Mandalorian.
You know what? You ruined this question. Next question that I have for you guys. What is something we've done together that we find normal and fun, but others may think differently?
Collectively, as a group of three of us?
Collectively, as a group of three of us, or just you and I, or just you and Chelsea that you remember from the past?
Going to haunted places and ghost hunting and crap. People find that eerie and scary and they don't want any part of that.
I'm surprised you didn't say, like, the stuff we would do at her grandma's house.
I went to Kelsey's grandma's house like once and I got a tarot reading from her and I was like, nope.
Is that the one with what's her face that cried?
I don't know.
No.
I don't even know who What's Her Face is.
Oh.
You guys always say What's Her Face, but I don't know who it is.
It was just what's her face and Veronica and me. That was it. Stephanie had gone home. Z had gone home. Taylor had gone home.
Oh, this was that big sleepover at Chelsea's house where we all got in the pool and you fell in with your phone? Oh, was that a different time?
That was a different time.
Okay,
You
that's
weren't
a
with
different
us, though.
No, I heard it on the podcast.
Oh.
But I remember you fell in the pool. But I don't know if you just fell in because
you're
you're funny
I didn't fall.
or you're just clumsy.
I jumped in, and my dumbass forgot that I had my phone in my pocket.
You know, I'm talking about the time I was there.
I don't remember falling into a pool.
Yeah, we were jumping in the pool, and then we were talking about who's gonna go in first, blah blah blah, and then either you fell in or you jumped in. But
No,
from the look of it, you fell in.
That was probably a horrible jump.
I don't know because Chelsea was laughing her ass off. Okay, so I think you fell in. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those where you were joking that you were going to jump in and you didn't actually want to, and then you just kind of like
yes,
the
that was it. Yes. God.
Right, chill.
I love Chelsea.
I can leave.
No.
I can walk out.
Dang, I haven't thought about that in forever.
So those are my. Well, actually, Chelsea, what about you?
I mean, yeah, that was the thing I was gonna say too, was the tarot reading, the stuff that my Nana still doesn't know about, and she's probably gonna find out now. So this is fun.
We haven't mentioned stuff before.
Not the tarot cards. I mean,
We never did tarot cards at Nana's house, Chelsea.
yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
You're winking to the wrong person. We're going outside and winking to the audience.
Wink,
Right.
wink, guys. Wink, wink. Okay, my turn.
Wink. There you go.
What are your questions, Chelsea?
All right. What is your fondest memory from high school?
I didn't really like high school.
That's why it's a hard question.
Oh, well, I guess for me, it'd be graduation because all of my brothers were there. I got to graduate with my nephew. My parents were there, and we got to sing Elton John, the choir. We got to sing. That was my last performance ever, and I had a little solo. So that was pretty. That's gonna be it. Out of all the 4 years of me in high school, that or getting my ears pierced by Alexandria in the what do you call the when you make plates?
Oh, the ceramics room?
Ceramics room, yes.
Where you make plates.
There was cups. Somebody made
Yeah,
a bong.
bowls.
I made a beer mug.
Somebody made a bong.
Really?
Yeah,
I love that. I'm sure the teacher was cool with it too, huh?
he was.
Yeah.
Apparently, I never had ceramics, but I know he was pretty.
Yeah,
chill
I had
with all
them,
kinds of
but then
stuff.
I started getting a reaction to the gloves. I started getting itchy right here, so I had to be a TA
Oh,
for
That's
Miss Bayham. Well, she was cool though. And I got to just like chill and like F everyone's papers.
you're rude. You're rude. This is ceramics class.
How do you
Yeah,
fail ceramics?
I know. Hey, you didn't
Have
make
Veronica
that goal,
as a
right? So
TA.
excited.
Are you both making fun of me right now?
You're a bully. You just admitted that you've been a bully your whole life. What are you talking about? You
She's
just
calling
said
me a bully.
F to everybody's
You-
paper.
In ceramics.
Not ceramics class. I said I couldn't take ceramics class anymore because I got a reaction to the gloves, so therefore I had to become a TA.
For ceramics class, right?
No.
Oh,
for Miss
see?
Bayham.
Oh, that's what it sounded like.
Well, maybe
yeah.
if you guys stop bullying me once in a while,
We're
you'll
not
hear my
bullying.
This is gonna be
Okay,
my
that-
least favorite episode.
That makes more sense.
I could just imagine what this episode would be like if we were all together, like in person.
Oh, way worse.
It'd be like-
Maybe a lot of like physical altercation.
Physical altercation. You just hear the pop, pop.
You said 2 years ago.
And I looked at him and I said, "You slapped me, Johnny.
Oh my
You
god!
just slapped me."
I turned to him and said, "My dog stepped on a bee."
Objection, hearsay.
Relevance.
Your Honor, request to approach the stand, please.
He had a jar
Ugh, a jar.
of dirt. We're gonna need mega pints after this episode.
Oh yes.
All right, Z, what's your fondest memory from high school?
Honestly, I think I made like a lot of really good friends that I wish I could go back and hang out with like again for like one day. So I think my most fondest memory would be that little part I hung out with at. There was like, I guess, a wall there, kind of like a half wall, and then I would get to see everyone coming like through there. Like you would come through, like other people would come through, but it's not like you guys would say you would go off into your own place. But I would get to see everyone like from that spot. Like this is nice. I don't know if you remember that wall I'm talking about. It was like right behind them where the guitar class was.
Yeah, where the original choir room used
Yes,
to be.
it was like the dance room all of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that like area is where I got to see everyone for like a split second, and then you guys would go off. But it was just nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
So that's probably.
Aww.
Oh.
What about you, Chelsea?
Like I try to forget high school, so like it's not really my fondest memory, but it's like the one that I remember the most, and that was having sex in the band room.
With who? Where was I?
Which high school are you talking about?
Yeah.
The high school out here, not over there.
Okay.
I was-
wasn't a part of that.
I didn't
Yeah.
even
Nobody was.
I didn't
fighting
even
us.
finish ninth grade over there. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
shocked
yeah.
then at that if that's the case.
Our
Because
high
if it
school
was
was
a-
squares.
Yeah, if you were at our high school having sex, who is a good question.
And for one, where did you
Where
get away with that?
exactly?
In the band room, I know, but where? Everybody was always in the band room
Yeah.
at our high school.
It was
Remember?
always open.
Yeah, it was always open. So that's why I was like.
So was ours.
What? Oh God,
Mom, are you hearing this? She's like, she knows.
she knows.
I think she knows.
She knows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chelsea. Wow.
Okay. What's there's a lot of stories. Anyways, what's the funniest way you've ever broken the law?
Funniest?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
the funniest way you've ever broken the law.
we're allowed to say that.
Have you not heard half the shit that Chelsea says on here?
That's very true. Yeah.
Not to mention there's no proof, like you can't prove it, and I mean this is all hearsay because you could just be making shit up. So
Relevance.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
He's badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Misheard.
Misheard.
I was not
Respectfully,
asking-
that is not my question.
Anyways, what?
What was the question?
what's the funniest way you've broken the law?
Oh God. Oh, okay. So I have a story actually. So I broke the law, I guess, because you're supposed to turn on your blinker every time you turn. Yada yada yada. Because if you don't, the police are like, well, why the fuck didn't you turn on your blinker?
Yeah.
And so, I didn't turn on my blinker. Mind you, I had my best friend in the car. I had my other friend, two other friends in the back seat, and I didn't turn on my blinker to turn left. Okay, I lied to you when I said they were in the back seat. They were actually in the trunk. And
Yeah, what kind of stuff were you into?
we were just going around like messing around, like, oh, what is it like to be in a trunk kind of situation. So we would go over bumps and stuff while they were in the trunk to see, like, you know, how it would feel. At first it was me and, you know, my best friend in the trunk, and then we switched off, and so I was supposed to turn on my blinker to go left, and I didn't turn the blinker on, and so I turned left, and a cop pulls us over. Woo! And I was like, get in the front! No! And so they were climbing through the seats, right, of the freaking car, climbing through the seats. One of them got through fine. The other one was half in and half out, like Winnie the Pooh, okay? He was half in and half out. And the police officer comes comes and the police officer knocks on the window and he's like, license and registration, and then he looks over to my friend who's in the back and he's looking at him like,
they should have just stayed in there.
dude,
I know.
I panicked. So in the situation where you panic, you're so afraid that somebody's gonna find out that they're back there, they're gonna make a noise or something. So my best bet was just get them in the front and everybody shut the fuck up. I didn't turn it on because I'm an idiot, So the officer looks in the back seat and he sees my friend who's half in and half out of the trunk, and he's looking at him and he's like, and they recognize each other.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh god.
yeah, my friend gets out. Turns out it's a police officer who does the Explorers program out here. So he knows my friend who was half in and half out of the trunk. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. He's like, you know better than this, blah, blah, blah. He had a freaking, stern talking to. It was hilarious. And then he just let us off like nothing. But I think that was the most funniest, stressful situation I've ever been in. And just to see and turn around and see him half in and half out of the trunk and just hey, officer, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? Kind of thing. You look like an idiot.
This is beyond the best story I've ever fucking heard.
Dude, I was just I think, to be honest, that is the funniest experience I've had breaking the law. Funny.
And you got caught.
And I got
caught,
bro.
And you got caught.
God. Okay.
Wait, I have a very important question for you.
Yeah.
What was it like being in the trunk?
Honestly, when you can feel everything. There's no, I guess, safety.
Yeah.
You weren't tied up or anything. We're not crazy. Yeah, you're not comfortable. You're squished. I had another person with me. So it's two of us.
Not that it's supposed to be comfortable.
No, but it's every bounce you feel it. You hit the freaking roof and stuff. So everything in there, if there was a break or something, you hit the back of the chairs and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or if they break too hard, you hit, and they're skirting or something, you hit the trunk. Yeah. But I was next to the back of the chairs laying sideways. So I didn't actually hit the back lights and all whatever is back there. Because I know all that's covered by carpet or whatever. Yeah. Depends on the trunk. But my friend was hitting her elbows and stuff against the back of the car. And she was like, I thought this was fun. It's not anymore. So eventually we switched. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I got the cushiony part, next to the seats. And she got the whole freaking middle of the trunk. And I was like, oh, okay.
You should have hugged her.
I did at the end. Her whole elbow was red and stuff, and she was like, "I was just trying to brace myself." I was like, "Okay." So we were.
Okay, so if we ever get kidnapped, then you need to stay towards the seats of the trunk. Got it.
Yeah. Also, never let me accidentally kidnap you because I won't put on my blinkers. Apparently.
Easiest way to get caught.
Yeah. I would be laughing my ass off in the trunk.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I just didn't think they would be quiet in the trunk, especially if you make a single noise and a police officer goes back there and he's like, "What the hell are two people doing in the trunk?" Yes, and I saw his red lights.
They should have known. They should have heard the cop and then felt you pull over.
I don't remember because I just panicked and I don't remember exactly what happened. I just remember he Winnie the Pooh in the trunk. That's all. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah. And we got.
What about you, Veronica?
Yeah, your turn.
I'm a good person. I don't really break the law much, but I mean something similar that I did to your story with someone we both know, S. Garcia. We went to go eat Korean barbecue or something. It was us and Taylor and I don't know if you were. I don't remember. Carolina was there and we were in my car and I told Samantha to go in my. I told Samantha to go in my trunk. She did.
Wow. Name dropping.
And I kept hitting my brakes really hard.
I was there.
You were, I think.
Yeah.
It was the usual group of us.
Yeah.
And I was purposely hitting my brakes really hard so she could feel it. And then there's people getting in their car what the fuck. And then Samantha got out and they were there and
they were kind of just staring.
Yeah, what the
Yeah, I was there for that.
These are adults, right? But that's all I really have. What about you, Chelsea? Yeah, I don't break the law, D.
Let's hear what Chelsea has to say.
Oh, God.
The funniest way that I've ever broken the law is I went skinny dipping with some friends at a very public lake, but it was late at night. So, but then right after we got out and we were getting dressed, halfway in between getting dressed, a cop drove by and then we hid behind trees and thank God we did because he drove back and was flashing his lights around.
Oh my God.
As we're still half undressed.
The police officer would have been like, "Oh, let me handcuff all of you."
enjoying. I'm gonna have to pat you guys down.
Oh God. No.
Officer, there's nothing that you can't see right now.
Officer, I'll lift up my boobies. There's nothing there. God. Have you ever actually gotten a pat down? It sucks.
No.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't. I have. It sucks.
Really?
Sucks.
Wait, why? Why?
Me and my brother. Oh, this is another funny story that of I guess breaking the law and getting caught. But we didn't break the law. It was just people thought we were shady. Because I used to dress all like in dark and gothic colors and whatnot. I wasn't emo exactly. It wasn't goth. I was just kind of like doing my own thing. And so I think Chelsea said that too on one of the podcasts. And so we always dressed and wore like dark colors. And he was like, how do I say this? He was like not emo exactly, but that era where the stud belts and the pants were patched up with like bands and
The
stuff.
scene kids?
Yeah, the scene kids. Yeah. Yes, the scene kids. Like we were both similarly a part of that stuff, but he had like the pants he would stitch together half and half. Yeah, do you remember my brother at all? Like no. So he would cut his pants in half and stitch together 2 different colored pants. That was his like.
That's cool.
That was his aesthetic. Yeah.
All right.
And so he had on like crazy colors and stuff, and like the belt, and not crazy colors. I lied to you. Crazy patches and stuff, and so he looked like I guess a common criminal to the average person because we were going to the park near his grandma's house at night, and when we go to the park, we just literally walk there and it's like not even 5 minutes from her house. So we went to the park at night. Mind you, it's in the middle of all these like fancy, nice residential place, and it's a huge like lot with like a basketball court and a huge field, and then there's like the little playground over here. So we decided to go to the playground. I don't know why, we're just talking, So we go to the playground and we're sitting there and we are literally just talking the entire time. We're just talking. We're not doing anything. And he's not marking up anything. He doesn't even have a pen or anything on him. He doesn't even have a knife. He has nothing. We're just sitting there talking, but we're in the slide. And so all of a sudden the police come up and they shine the flashlight up in the slide, and it's like the half tunnel slide. So you could see the light perfectly in it. And we look down and we see like 2 police officers, and one was a girl, one was a guy. So they had us come down, and so we come down, and they're like, "Oh, well, what are you doing up there? We heard somebody came by and said that you guys were marking up the playground and you were tagging stuff on the ride on the slide." And we were like, "No, like we're not doing that. Like you can go up there and look. We're not doing anything like that. We're just sitting around talking." And it was like I want to say it was like 11 at night. They are kind of like they're not believing us at all, and so the guy cop starts patting down my brother, and the girl cop started patting me down. She's like, "Okay, put your arms like this behind your head and then stand like, shoulder like length apart." And so I'm standing there, and she's like, "Turn around." So she turns me around and she's like patting my boobs, and then they swipe under your like bra. And so she swiped under my bra, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm 16 at this point. Yes.
Oh, shit.
To do that to a minor?
I didn't know if they were. And I was 16 or 15 at this point. And so like they're swiping all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if we looked older or something, but they did that. And so I told my mom this story recently, and she was pissed. She's like, "Why didn't you come home and tell me something?" I'm like, "What am I going to tell you? Like, they already did it. What?" And she was like, "Well, you could have told us. We could have did something." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
I don't think they're allowed to do that."
They're not. As a mom, I would have been down at that police station raising hell.
I didn't know that at the time. I barely told her now, and she was like, "It's too late now," and I was like, "No, it's okay."
By the way, ghosties, we will get to the creepy shit. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm it out.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so.
It's because we have a lot of catching up to do too.
We do.
Yeah.
I told you, Chelsea. I haven't talked to him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Lucky you. Wow.
Yeah. You see how mean she is to me?
Oh, I do.
Anyways,
The Annabelle's question.
Okay, I took a picture of mine. So let's see. Okay, if you could have a voodoo doll of anyone, who would it be?
Of anyone?
Of anyone. So it's like basically essentially a torture device you could have for anyone.
I plead the fifth.
Oh my God.
Who do I hate the most?
I mean, voodoo dolls are essentially like, they could be a torture device, or you could make them.
Yeah.
They could be used in multiple ways.
Yeah, I would make one of.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, huh? Pee-pee.
And I make him fall in love with me.
Okay, why?
You asked the question,
I
I answered. What about you, Chelsea?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
What about you, Z?
No, shut the fuck up. What's your answer?
I'm not saying it on the podcast.
You can say something else in a good way. In a good way, just like I did.
Yeah, I think I'll say mine in a good way.
We're all playing a safe
Just
here.
a good way. Just a good way.
Well, shit, if we're doing it a good way, I'll make a voodoo doll myself and get rich.
I guess there's
Give a
different
voodoo doll
spells
money?
and stuff.
Oh,
She's a
okay.
witch. Come on,
That's true.
she knows shit. She knows her ways.
That's true.
Hmm
Wife hasn't done
That's
it
why
yet? I
that's
don't know.
why I chose the safe way to answer that question.
What about you, Z?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Huh?
So he
Who?
money.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, or Elon Musk, either one of those two.
Yeah.
And then I want them
Oh.
to send money.
Elon, right?
Elon. One of them is Elon, I think, because he's the richest man in
I'm-
the world, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Elon.
Well, he did used to. What is it? Scheduled threesomes with
Oh God,
Amber
no.
Heard and Kara. But there's
Cara
like they're
Delevingne.
saying that they were paid for it too.
By Elon?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's the one with the money.
With the money.
Yeah, we all know that Amber Heard doesn't have money. She's already pledged
No.
$7 million to charity.
Pledged. In other words, don't.
Yep, pledged.
I use them synonymously. I use you as an idiot synonymously with you're a fucking idiot.
All right, your second question.
Okay, my second question is, if you lived in a haunted house, would you rather hear the ghosts more or see the ghosts more often?
That's a good ass question.
I have another.
I'd rather
answer
see
for
them.
this
I like
three.
my quiet.
You could ask the third one. It's
Right.
okay. You like your quiet, so you'd rather see it.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear it because if I wake up and that bitch is in my face,
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
I
freak
can't
out.
punch you because you're a fucking ghost, I'll be mad and scared.
Yeah, I'd rather hear it.
Yeah, I'd rather just hear it.
Because if I see it too often, I think I'm gonna just die of a heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if they pop out of nowhere type
Yeah.
of shit. Like,
Yeah,
man, I'd
can't
rather
do it.
just hear a
See,
tap.
I'm used to seeing them already, so
Whatever, Chelsea.
yeah.
She doesn't even go.
Oh, okay. So I have one more. I forgot what it was though. I'm laughing at the. Oh, yeah. This one is a dumb one. Do you think ghosts can haunt RVs? Like, do you think an RV is haunted by a ghost?
A what?
Like an RV, like those big Winnebago cars.
Well, here's the thing.
I know they can haunt everything, but like, do you
I
think
think-
like one of them is actually haunted?
Of course, because if a ghost could get attached to a simple chair or a simple bag or a simple pen,
Mhm.
like a pin, like
Exactly.
I'm sure it could like attach yourself to an RV.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it
know?
would like accidentally drive the RV? I mean, I know it would probably throw stuff out of the cabinets.
What are you
and
getting at, Xanabel?
I want to see a haunted RV. I just want to see one.
Drive itself.
I might want to see it drive itself. Yeah, I want you to tell me what the RV is doing, okay?
All right, Ghosty. So if you know anybody with a haunted RV, let us know so that Z can investigate.
We'll
Help
Airbnb
me.
it out.
Help me.
Oh my god, I love it. All
I told you it
right,
was a dumb question.
let's go ahead and get into the interview questions for Z. First question for you. What experience do you have with the supernatural? And please don't forget to mention Grand Park.
Okay. Should
You can start off with that one if you want. The Grand Park, because I feel like it's kind of short, and then
everything else?
yeah.
Okay. So when you say Taylor, you mean Taylor B, right, from high school?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Then I don't care. She's in the story, so.
She listens.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah, she listens.
Hey, Taylor. Love you. Okay. So, me, her, and like someone we both, actually
Yeah.
two people we both know,
Yeah.
we all went. I think there was like another person. I think there was 1, 2, 3. Wait, Taylor, me, those two people. I think there was like one other person.
Okay.
And I can't say who it was, but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So mystery
Obviously, they
person.
weren't memorable.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Damn.
That's gonna suck if this ever blows up and they're like, "Hey, was it memorable?" Hey, I'm nobody. Anyways, it was us, and we went to Grand Park, and everybody, well, not everybody, but you know
Explain
Grand Park.
Yeah.
So Grand Park is a residential park in the middle of, I guess, a hill, like in a hill, and the park is behind a hill of residents, and it sits down to the bottom of them, and then there's more residents down like
So you have to
around
walk
it.
down a good length of stairs to
Yeah,
get to
to
the
get
park.
to it, and then there's more residents around it down. It's just a weird like
Setup, yeah.
setup, and it's like foresty in a way.
Yeah.
And there's a sewer. Yeah, there's
I
like a
didn't know
sewage
that.
system. Yeah, behind there, dude. We found all kinds of stuff at that place. I was like, there, it was gross. It was scary, and so we go down. It's, mind you, it's like dark as hell. Because we're going down at night, and one of our friends wants to play the Ouija board there because they heard it was super haunted, and obviously it's a freaking park, and that's in a foresty area around residential people who are probably crazy. So yeah, it's haunted as fuck. When you go down those stairs, there's like a huge foresty area all on your right. There is no park. It's just like the forest that slides down into where the park lays at the bottom, and so it's nothing but like grass and literally trees galore. So after you get down to the bottom, you have to walk to the right to get to the playground area, and then it dips into the basketball court, and then it goes down an alley into the residence. When we got there, we sat on a ledge that was...
We should go to Grand Park tonight.
You going by yourself. So we sat on a ledge that I guess they wanted to start playing the Ouija board there. I don't know why. There was a specific reason why they wanted to play it there. But it was me. I think Taylor did play it, but I can't know for sure because honestly, all I remember is I ran away. So I think she did play it, and then the other two played it. I don't know what the fifth person did. I don't remember.
Not memorable.
Yeah. So the two of our friends were sitting there playing it, and one of them had their back to the forest, and one of them was sitting on the ledge looking at the forest, and then Taylor was there, but I don't know what the fuck Taylor was doing. I don't know if she was playing it or if she was just away from it. I'm pretty sure she was playing it. And so maybe she was standing next to me. That's why we both freaked out and ran. I don't remember, but I just know I was not touching it. I'm not touching the thing. I'm like, y'all go on, ask me questions, but I don't want any part of it. So I'm looking at the forest. I'm looking at the forest, and they start like asking questions, and I can't for the life of me remember what they're asking, but probably the standard questions of, are you here? Like, how old are you? Kind of all that bull crap we play and talk about in Phasmophobia. And so they're asking questions, and all of a sudden there's like rustling and like noise in the forest that I'm looking at, and I'm looking at it, and Taylor is with me, and Taylor like turns and looks at it, and she's just like, what is that? I was like, oh fuck no, dude. I don't want to know. And so I just remember looking at them, and they had started looking at it, and then they were like, is that you? And that thing immediately went to yes. And we just heard something come running down at us. Literally like, it was huge. That's all I remember. It was, could have been a tree, I don't know, but it seemed like it was huge, and it was like running fast as hell down towards us. And I just remember,
the tree was running fast towards you?
I don't know, it was tall as a tree. It could have been a tree that I thought, like I saw, you know how you mix up you mix up perception of what you're seeing, but I thought it was huge. And I don't know what Taylor saw, but we just heard it running towards us, and I just remember I dipped and I fucking ran, and I was running down that alley that went to the residential streets, and I was gone. I don't know how they collected the Ouija board. I don't know who was behind me. I'm pretty sure it was Taylor, because Taylor can run fast as hell. And so they had grabbed the Ouija board and just fucking booked it with us. And we were running far away from Grand Park. And I was like, did you guys hear that thing coming running down at us? And everyone was like, yeah. I was like, what was it?
Do you ever think that maybe the other two people that were there like set something up?
I don't think so. Only because who is brave enough to just stand up there and run down towards us?
I mean, I feel like some guys would be.
Maybe, but they were collectively scared with us. Everybody was terrified. They were specifically like, let's just get out of here. Let's just go. So we were freaked out. I remember that. Like, to this day, I still remember that. I can't remember what everyone was doing. I just remember what I did. And I ran. I was like, fuck all y'all. I'm going.
So in the event of a zombie apocalypse, just remember that Z will leave your ass behind.
Yeah. If I'm faster than the zombie, you better be faster than me, because you're going to get eat. And I'll trip you. I don't give a shit. I'm running. I'm scared.
You're going straight home after this.
Oh, I'll trip you too.
Okay, so what other supernatural experiences do you have?
So I will do one from when I was little.
Okay.
There was a time that we lived technically where I live now, but it was more closer to the mountains. And there was a house we lived in that was old. I remember it was like a 2-room place, but the weird thing about it was that one of the rooms had a little tiny room that connected to it, and that was my room, and then my mom's room was the bigger room. So if I wanted to leave my room, I had to leave through her room and then go out to the rest of the house. So it was like a tiny little space. I think it was made for like a kids play area or a kids room. So either way, it was my room. And I remember that I would have weird like dreams there, but nothing as memorable as what I'm gonna talk about right now. We had a roommate, and my mom was always like wary of this roommate. She thought for some reason, whatever the reason was, that this roommate was probably possessed.
Oh,
Like, because I never told you that, but I've actually talked to her recently about this story, and she was like, "Yeah, I think there was something wrong with her." And I was like, "Oh, nice to know that." Because my mom used to frequently have dreams there. Horrible dreams, she said. Dreams where she had said that she saw kids hanging from the like rafters in the ceiling, like in the
like the
attic,
Sixth Sense type of
something like that. And so she said she would just see them like hanging from. I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what the hell, you know?" And so she's like, "Yeah, that place was like a bad place. Like, I don't know what happened in that house, but it was like a horrible place." And so I was like, "Oh my God." And she told me that the reason why she thought our roommate was haunted or spooked or possessed or whatever was because the attic was in her room. So whatever it was probably coming down in the middle of the night and like breathing on her face or something. I don't know, you know? And so I just remember one night that I still to this day can see vividly in my head. I was little, I was asleep in my room, and I had remembered that my mom was asleep in her room. And I had gotten up because I'm always afraid. I've always been afraid of the dark. And so, well, not anymore, but I was always afraid of the dark until I was probably like 13. And I had gotten up and I went in her room, and her room light was on. So she left it on for me sometimes. And I remember in this dream, her room light was off and the TV was on. So her room was illuminated, but it wasn't bright.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, very scary. So I remember walking into her room and pulling back the cover of her bed to like talk to her. Like,
That's
Mom,
giving me
Mom.
a very scary image right now.
Yes, I pulled back the covers to talk to her. And I remember looking down at her bed, and she was like further away, like in the corner, and her rest of her bed was like right in front of me. And I looked at her bed, and I saw like this little boy who. Are you okay?
Keep going.
Saw this little boy who looked like he was smushed into the bed, like he was squished, like something squished him into the bed. But the reason why I thought he was squished is because his like chest was like open. And
Oh
so
shit.
yeah, and so I didn't realize at the time, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know what that is. Now, like as an adult, I had been thinking about it like not that long ago, and I was like, I realized that somebody had cut his chest open and like just like flayed it out and put him on the bed like this, and his head was sideways, and he was just like flat on the bed. I remember telling my mom, like, I saw a flat kid on your bed, like he was flat, and she was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I just remember seeing him, and he was flat," and she was like, "Nobody was in my bed. It was just me, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "I remember seeing him, and I just didn't know why he looked squished." And she was like, "No, there's nobody there." And I was like, "Okay." So that I remember vividly. And so when she told me later on about the kid she saw in the attic, I was like, okay, so obviously something's wrong with the place.
I wonder if we do research what we'll find.
I don't know. That house is like really close to where I live now. I've seen it. My mom was like, "That's the place. That's the spooky place." And I was like, yeah. Squish kid there.
Get the address, man. Do you remember it?
We get to drive by it tonight if you want. But yeah, it wasn't until like I got older that I started figuring out like, yeah, no, it was probably was a dream, but also not. You get what I mean? Like it was probably one of those like premonitions you have or something as a kid because you can see that stuff. So I don't know, but it still to this day it's like eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
My brain is not having fun picturing that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So we all know my experiences at the Colorado Bridge.
Uh-huh.
And we know the experience that Chelsea and I had at the Colorado Bridge.
Uh-huh.
And today, Zianabel reminded me of an experience that she and I had at the bridge. Go ahead and tell us about that.
I can't believe you didn't remember that, though. I was waiting for you to bring it up on a podcast.
I was probably super stoned.
Yeah, probably.
She's always super stoned.
She is. That's very true, yeah. So we went to the bridge, and, you know, I don't know if you went to the same bench with Chelsea or not.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so that bench we were at, we were eating pizza,
Mm-hmm.
and it was obviously dark, as you always go when it's dark. And so we were sitting there, and I was sitting facing away from like where the street is, and then you were sitting facing the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I saw, from my perspective, a flash of light on my left, like out of my peripheral vision. I saw a flash of light, like run past. And Vero turned, and we both collectively turned at the same time. And we turned, and Vero's like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "No, but did you see that?" And she was like, "No." And so we come to find out that she heard something, but I saw something. And so we both were like, "What?"
I feel like it's because we take in like these spirits differently. Like you probably are more visual. Like you see ghosts more than you hear them, maybe. And I hear them more than because I've never really seen anything.
I don't
Yeah,
like that.
I'm the same way. I see them more than I hear them.
Yeah, I hear them like crazy for sure.
I don't like normally see or hear them. I try to stay away from them. I don't want them to know about me at all.
I've never really been like that I hear a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. Okay, I lied because I've heard some stuff and I've only seen like a few things, but it's not like I'm opening myself up to like, yes, haunt me.
Yeah, let me see you. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I just I was wondering why you never brought it up, but I realized now you were just really stoned.
It just it got locked away.
Yeah, locked away in the vault of Vero. Vero's vault.
The day we pulled it out.
Yeah, I remember telling you in the car. You were like, "What? What? Oh!"
I was like, because I suddenly had the memory of us sitting there, and like Chelsea knows, I made her sit where you sat because that's my seat, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's very OCD of me to have like my seat. Like I need to sit here. But yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm. We had the little phone going with the spirit box going. Yeah. We had your dowsing rods, and we were asking questions and stuff. And then I just remember the light running, and you remember hearing it, but I heard nothing. I just saw something, and you saw nothing, but you heard something. And I remember
we both looked.
Yeah, we both collectively looked, and that's what freaked me out because I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't hear anything, and you were like, well, I swear to God, I didn't see anything, and I was like, what's going on? I'm so scared.
That was Chelsea.
Yes. See, and you were just like, oh, okay, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna die.
I was like, more.
Oh my God. You did. You said, run by again so I can see you. And I was like, don't. You were running that way for a reason. Don't run back.
Oh my God.
It's crazy to me how Veronica like feels so peaceful there, but then like everybody else is like I got such bad vibes. Like I got such bad vibes. Like I just wanted to get out of there.
I don't remember having bad vibes. I don't remember exactly what I was feeling. I just remember when I saw that though, I was like, huh? I want to go home.
Yeah, no, I was ready to go home as soon as Veronica's eyes, like her whole face shifted. Like I was ready to go.
I don't know. Now I'm afraid to go with you there. If your face shifts on me, I'm probably gonna punch you in the face. I'll be like, you're not Veronica. Boom.
No, but that's the thing though. Like it was.
There, okay? You're just gonna have to give me the keys if you can't see.
That's the thing though. Like it happened so fast that like by the time her face shifted back, I was just only capable of screaming.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Ghosties, I want you to remember this moment. Not only has Annabelle threatened to trip me in the middle, but she just said she'd Amber Heard me in the face. Take notes.
I did not hit you. I was hitting you. I was hitting you.
What was your question, Chelsea?
Okay, so like before we like move on to the next thing, when we were in high school, did you ever encounter like any supernatural or like weird vibes at the high school?
Me?
Yeah, bro, it's your interview.
Yeah. Do you remember the hallway upstairs nearest to the bell? There was like a small door. I got weird vibes there. Weird vibes. I don't know if I don't know if that led to the bell or if that was just like a small door that led somewhere else. But I remember walking by there and I remember hearing like a very like
it was outside, right?
No, it was inside.
Inside.
It was upstairs on the second floor. There was like lockers lining.
Yeah.
And then that specific area had just this wall and a small little door that you would literally have to crawl into. It looked like almost like, you know how when you see an attic opening?
Yeah.
It looked like that, but just on the ground.
Okay.
And I remember I get weird vibes there, and I don't know what the hell it was. Somebody told me like, oh, that's this and this for this and this, and I was like, but why is it so small?
You know what? I got weird vibes off of something very similar to that. You know when you walk up the stairs into the main hall and then you turn right and there's that door to go out where the cafeteria is, but there's a bathroom right before the exit.
I think so.
So in that bathroom, in like one of the big stalls, I think there's that thing, that like door right above like where the toilet is.
Oh.
And I just remember like feeling so eerie, and like what if like someone or something opens it, or like
yeah,
I don't know, I just got really like
weird, weirded out. Yeah.
And yeah,
and like it was more harder to sense when the school is obviously like super full, but when there's nobody there and you're just vibing with it, you're like, yeah, I don't like this.
Well, like come to think of it, that bathroom period like was weird for me. Like I just remember, I don't know, like I'm thinking back at it and I'm like remembering how I felt in there, and it just wasn't like,
yeah, I don't know this bathroom you're talking about. What if it never existed?
No, it did.
Shitting on the grass.
It's you walk in and you turn right, and then the first left you could take, because you could go up the stairs right in the main hall, and then you pass those stairs, there's a door to go outside to where the friendship circle is, and the cafeteria is to your right. There's a bathroom right before that door.
I think I remember that. Yeah. Did you ever go down the steps though that were in the cafeteria? Because you know how the cafeteria was like kind of underground.
From the main hall?
Yeah, I think it was.
Dude,
those were freaky.
Dude, I loved going down those stairs. No. And then sometimes the door wouldn't be open to the cafeteria, so you'd have to walk back and it's dark.
No, dude, no. I was like, I went down them once, and I was like, I am getting such a negative vibe in here. I am gonna say this is my first time going down and my last. And I never went down them again ever. All the years I was there, never.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. What about you, Chelsea?
She didn't even go there. She was there for like a minute.
She was like there for like a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for a semester.
Yeah.
Technically longer than that, but I didn't show up for the like 1 month before I moved.
She got knocked up and she had to move.
Shut up. No, I didn't. No, the bell tower, like anytime I was standing under it, like no matter like what floor I was on, I always got weird vibes. And then I always got weird vibes if you're looking at the school, like from like where the friendship circle was, where the cafeteria is, it was the building that connects like all the way to the left.
Where the pillars are?
Yeah, where like the science rooms were.
Yeah, I think I know that building.
The science building.
Yeah, the science building.
I went to high school there.
I did too. I don't remember shit. I just remember the cafeteria was underground. There was a friendship circle, and now everything's changed.
Yeah, no, that building always gave me weird vibes. And you can ask Taylor too. I used to tell her stories about what I felt while we were procrastinating in biology.
I never felt anything over
So, okay, I brought this up in our first experience episode, if you guys want to go back to episode 6, but it's really relevant to what Chelsea is saying about that science building, because I had Miss Wentworth, but it was on the first floor, and I remember asking her once, and I was like, have you ever heard like anything, or like, what do you know about like the high school being haunted? And she was like, well, sometimes I'm here late at night, like reading papers or whatever it is, finishing something up. And she's like, and one night I heard chairs and tables moving in the classroom right above me, but there was no one else in the building, like, So I was like, that's nice. And like, I remember ever since then, I remember sitting in her class, like, they're not here.
Staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, just staring at the ceiling. But yeah, like something about that building right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really ever had class in that building or not. Because I know my science buildings were with Steph, and we were down, like, it was a biology class we had. And we were not near that building at all. We were in a different area, part of the school.
Yeah, Taylor and I had biology upstairs.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't have it there. I had it in, like, this weird long hallway that connected to that, like, thing I was talking about earlier, that little, that. I don't know what that was called, though. I don't know if that was the new science building or what, but it was there.
No, because the new science building was that building they built right in the middle of campus, remember?
Yeah, I think that was it then. I think that's when I had my new science. I don't know, honestly. I mean, the whole school in my head is like
You really blocked out high school, literally.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But also, do you guys know the story of the Bell
Suicide,
woman, right? But was it a teacher or a student?
I heard student.
I heard student too. Maybe there's more than one.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know how you get up to the Bell.
Well, that's just like in the science building that I was talking about. It wasn't even a high schooler. Like, I always felt a little girl.
Interesting.
like
Freaking
maybe 11 or 12.
I don't know. We all went to the same middle school too, right? And the same elementary school.
Oh well, Clifton. Oh. Well, yeah, Clifton.
Middle school.
Oh well, yeah, middle school. Remember the girl died of the heart condition.
No, I don't remember that, but I know something happened. Don't know that.
Let me tell you,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
No.
So this was confirmed by one of the teachers. So once upon a time, there was a girl who had a heart condition and was told to not do any like crazy activity.
That makes
to raise your heart rate or whatever. She didn't listen and she went to her school's dance. You know, we used to have dances in the cafeteria
all the time,
which is located downstairs in the basement, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
So this girl started dancing away, having a good time, and she ended up having heart failure and died in the cafeteria during her dance. So it's been confirmed by one of the teachers, and yeah, so...
Oh, crap, I don't remember that. So that cafeteria is haunted.
So Chelsea's feeling is, like, super valid of the 11, 12-year-old.
That makes sense.
But that was at the high school, not the middle school.
Yeah, that's at the high school, though.
Then I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear about the little girl dying in the cafeteria at Clifton. I thought it was always the auditorium, like upstairs, that was haunted.
Well, I'm sure it's haunted too, but I don't know any stories with the the auditorium. But remember, the auditorium was right above the cafeteria.
Yeah, but I also remember.
Yeah.
I want to say her name, but I won't. But one of our, like, she's not a mutual friend to either all of us, any of us technically, but one of the students there had like not a heart attack, but she fainted on stage.
On stage?
On stage. We were like, there was like a show, and this was in middle school. There was like a show they had in the auditorium, and she was like at the very corner, standing on those like pillars, not pillars, but what is it called when you're in a choir and you have you on the stairs?
What you're talking about.
Yeah, she right fainted. Her. Yeah, she fainted.
Yeah.
Ow.
I remember crying because this was middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
Okay, yeah. We were performing. I was in choir. And she was right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was it? Because I was in choir too, and I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah, no, Chelsea was there too. She was right in front of us, and I just remember her falling, and I remember the audience laughing, thinking it was like a joke or something. And then they finally took it serious, and like the choir teacher and one of the moms for one of the other students in the choir ran up, called 911, but she was like, "Student down, student down," like super dramatic.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, she just passed out, chill. But like, because of all that chaos and panic, I went outside and I started crying.
Oh, no, I'm talking about a different. I'm talking about
she think.
Yeah, I don't know if she was in choir, but there was like, you know, she was doing like a show or something with people who were singing, and I heard, okay, so either it was or it was, but I heard that one of or the other got yanked off, like she felt like she got yanked off, and that's when she fell and she hit her head and she passed out. So she said if she felt something pull her off.
Then it wasn't, because that wasn't her story. She just fainted.
So out. Yeah, it was somebody else. I thought it was because I don't
remember her being in choir though.
I don't think it was choir she was in. It was just like some kind of show or a skit
like
they were singing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's someone collectively we know, but not that we talk to them.
Yeah. So
it's just like somebody yanked them off the stage, and I was like, it might not even been her. It could have been somebody else.
I wish I would have known that story. Like,
that's
I don't think it was
anybody of you guys knew that story.
I don't think it was because I was still friends with at that time.
Yeah, then I don't know.
Yeah,
it must have been somebody else.
Friends with losers makes sense.
Your bully is showing.
Yeah, I just remember hearing it and then like thinking that was a crazy story. Like, what the hell? Because she literally said she felt like somebody pulled her arm and she got yanked off because she was at the corner.
And this was in the middle school?
This was in the middle school. She said she got yanked off.
Okay.
And hit her head and she passed out.
I want to bring this back up. This is evidence. If you could please go to AJ said, what do they say when they tell you to look up evidence in court? Look up, anyways.
I'm just staring at you confused. Do I look like a lawyer?
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So, anyways, you can delete that whole part. You just got a headache. So speaking of like the auditorium and that thing violently happening to that whoever the fuck it was, I've been to the middle school. I've been up those stairs and like with Stephanie, and we've like, you know, we've checked the place out. We've taken pictures, and then we just felt like really bad vibes. Like I'm not gonna speak for Steph, but I'll speak for myself. whenever I go, it's bad vibes. Like, not good. Like, someone's pissed, someone's mad. Like, that's the vibe
Yeah,
I get from the auditorium, not the cafeteria necessarily, but
yeah,
the
I've never
auditorium.
gotten vibes from the cafeteria. It's always been the auditorium.
Yeah, the auditorium is something bad, like evil. Like, I that I do get the spooks when it comes to, and I think I only get spooked out or scared if the vibes are bad, you know.
Yeah.
And that, like at the Colorado Bridge, I don't get bad vibes. Like, if anything, I get like empathy, or I get like, you know, wanting to like cheer someone up, or you know what I mean.
Sadness.
Maybe it's because you go there by yourself so often that the ghosts are just like used to you.
Well, also, like,
That you probably resonate with some
I
of
just
them.
feel like I'm a people person. Like, put my social anxiety aside, I feel like I'm a really good people person. Like, even at work, like, I hate some of our customers, but I'm
Oh.
really good with like customer service and shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I give those Tia vibes, you know? Tia Vero.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that about the auditorium.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
So another topic that we wanted to bring up, that I wanted you to tell us about, remind you about too, was about the stories you have about your great grandma.
Oh. Okay, they're like not my stories or my mom's and what I hear from that side of the family.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. It was your question.
I know. Objecting to your own question, turning into Rottenborn. So yeah, all the stories I know about her are obviously from like secondhand, so I don't really know anything. I hope I just don't get the stories wrong is what I'm trying to say.
Well, just tell us like one of like the spookiest ones that you have, or that you've heard your mom talk about.
Oh, okay. So my mom, it's gonna be funny, but my mom, they lived in an old house in like LA somewhere.
Mhm.
It was like a 3 or 4 story building, I think. And my mom said that there was a bunch of rooms, and there was one room in particular that nobody was allowed to go in.
Mhm.
And I guess it was like the witching room or something. And so my mom remembers that she was little, and she was kind of, this is the part I find funny, because she was riding around the house on a tricycle, like The Shining, like one of those.
Mhm.
She was riding around in the house.
Mhm.
And so when she was riding around in the house, she just, oh, sorry, I forgot a most important part. Her mom, my grandma, was watching her mom die. So the my great grandma, which is the one who was said to be the witch, the like, I guess like the bad witch, like black magic type of witch. Mom was riding around on the tricycle, and she knew that her mom was upstairs dealing with my great grandma, and she passed that room that she wasn't supposed to go into. And when she did, she saw like what was in the room for like a split second. But then she also saw my great grandma in there looking at her and said, "No, mija, you're not allowed in here." And she closed the door. My mom was like, "But she's in the bed dying upstairs." And I was like, "Mom, I don't." I was like, "That's scary." I was like, if anything, that's some dark shit. That's
Yeah.
all I can really like remember right now of all the ones that I like.
Yeah,
That one's my favorite.
that's fun.
No, that sounds scary.
Well, for me, it sounds fun, I guess.
I don't know. Her riding on the tricycle, I think, was the scariest part for me in the house.
Tricycle. That's so random. A tricycle.
I guess it was something they did. They did it in The Shining.
Oh, I guess so. I see what you're saying. Okay. I don't know what I was picturing. Anyways, are you ready for your tarot reading?
Sure. I kind of want to see if a birthmark pops up or not.
Okay.
Specifically, just because I heard the one with
I don't
Steph.
think it'll come up specifically, but well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny that you brought that up because I literally just like marked all the pages in the book.
Oh well. I'm gonna pull one card for this to add on to whatever Chelsea's cards come up with. So whenever you're ready, Chelsea, while I do my card, pick out my card.
Okay, so Z wanted a past life tarot reading. There are 6 cards. The first card is who you were. The second card represents what you did. The third card represents what challenges you faced. The fourth card is how you died. The fifth card is what lesson you learned. And the last card is how you have been influenced now. So the first card is the 9 of Swords, and this is who you were. So you were weighed down by negative feelings and possibly trauma. You felt like you were at a breaking point. It wasn't as horrible as you thought it was. You were struggling with guilt and regret, and isolation was responsible for those feelings.
Okay.
So that just I have a feeling. We'll get to that later. Your second card represents what you did, and that is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So you felt little motivation and had no productivity. You felt like you were in a repetitive with a boring job. That mixed with the fact that you were probably a workaholic and perfectionist was not helping, and your discipline was slipping. So the third card represents the challenges that you faced, and it's the Emperor card. So you had a challenge with stability and security. Your hard work and discipline was being challenged, and you were trying to struggle with changing your life and setting new boundaries. I'm really curious to this next card because I have a feeling I know where this is going. So card number 4 was how you died, and it's the Queen of Swords reversed. You were thinking too much with your heart and not your head, and your emotions led you astray. You were lacking empathy and were overly critical, and you tried to align your head and your heart to have more balance, and it didn't work. So, Veronica, are you getting any vibes for this?
Not at all. It's shocking.
Really?
Like, yeah, I'm really not.
Huh.
Maybe it's because she's right here next to me, and she's throwing me off, but no.
That's weird. I'm getting suicidal vibes.
That's what I was getting.
Like I was getting that from the very first card.
That's very similar to Stephanie's too.
All right, so the next card was the lesson that you learned, and it's the Four of Cups. There was opportunities that you were turning down and refusing, and you felt yearnful and regret because you were focusing on the negative and not the positive. Realizing what made you feel bored and unhappy would have helped you to make a change, but you didn't do it. So the lesson that you learned was that you shouldn't turn down the opportunities, and you should have focused on what could have been and not what was. The last card is how you were influenced, and this card is the Justice. And of course, I just lost the fucking card. There we go. You understand cause and effect now and how that follows your actions. You have a better alignment with your higher self, and you have nothing to worry about. If you haven't already, you'll be called out to make new actions, and you understand to get the fairest decision, you have to find balance in your life.
Sometimes, people, I mean, this is a rough subject if it is like suicide, but people don't realize what they're capable of or what opportunities may be like in their near future just because they're so clouded by their sadness, depression, or whatever they're going through. And I think like your spirit at least took something from that and hopefully put that shit into you now. But like going based off of that, I did pick a card, but it didn't feel right. So what I want to do is I want to see if maybe like the past you has like a little message for like present you. So I got Death reversed.
What does that mean?
Well, we're gonna find out, sweetie. She's scared.
The Death card is not a bad card.
It's not a bad card at all. Doesn't mean death, but it could mean the end of something, an end of a chapter, beginning of a chapter. So Death reverse, certainty gives off a false sense of security, resisting change in order to stay in control. You would rather stick with what you know, even if that prevents you from moving forward. Your fear of change is inhibiting your growth and leaving you dead in your tracks. Let go of what you think you know and embrace uncertainty. Once you let go of resistance, you will experience a sense of freedom and fearlessness to pursue your wildest dream. You'll never reach your fullest potential if you don't go outside of your comfort zone. Move beyond
complacency?
Sure. In your way. Ask yourself what it is you are scared of and what you're holding on to. Accept change and move forward. You'll be surprised to see what's next. So we've never really had the person that we've done the reading for here. So I don't know if you want to give your opinion on like how you experience it. Whether it's good or bad or accurate or not, I'm down to hear.
That one was way accurate, that last one.
Yeah.
There was a few from my past life that I still do till today. To this day, but not, I guess not as bad.
Yeah. Usually that's how it is with the past life tarot reading, is it's very similar to who you are today, to what your interests may be. It shouldn't be, well, I'm not going to say there's rules, but it shouldn't be too far off,
Yeah.
Because it's...
Yeah, because you've evolved.
Yeah, but that last card really...
Yeah. It was
like
the nail on the coffin. Is that how that saying
I don't
goes?
know.
Yeah.
That
It is.
would be a message from past you to current you. So take that as you will, and
Past me sounds like a fucking mess.
But like the thing is, like from your reading, is that you've learned. You know, you've learned some lessons that you've hopefully brought into this life, and then, I mean, you're still gonna make mistakes that you're gonna learn from, or you're still gonna do things that
I know.
you know.
Fuck. Well, do you know what? For the next me, just gonna be like, this life was pretty good. The only thing is try better.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it can only get better, right?
Yeah. If you're like always learning from your past, then all you can do is the next person up, like, hey, this is what we did wrong.
I think past
so do
years
better.
gonna be proud of you now, and future years gonna appreciate you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that.
All right, ghosties. Well, that is all we have for you today. We want to take a minute to, well, I guess not really a minute, more like a second to thank you on the show with us.
Yay! It was fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have you back again because this was a lot of fun.
I'm sure there's many more stories to come.
There's probably a bunch. Like
And
Oh, yeah.
stories that we haven't even like
shared with each other in
not
years.
just that, but like created. Like I have a feeling I'm gonna be kidnapping you and taking you to haunted places without telling you. Like,
Oh my god.
Okay, well, if you kidnap her and put her in the trunk, just remember not to slam on your brakes, okay?
I will definitely. I'm a rule breaker. I follow the rules.
Whatever.
But I'll make sure to hit the brakes hard, and I'll make sure not to panic when the cop pulls me over for whatever reason.
Don't have people.
Probably for brake checking.
What? Oh, brake checking?
Probably for brake checking, yeah.
But I feel like I'd only do that in a parking lot, though.
I do that on the freeway. Just kidding. Oh, I'm kidding.
You guys are the ones going to jail, not me.
You're talking about like brake checks, as in like you like slow down a bit, and then so that slows down the car behind you, right?
Yeah, but not in that.
No, I mean
sense.
like slamming on your brakes to make the people behind you slow down really fast.
Holy crap! Oh, in the trunk. Oh, I forgot we were talking about people in the trunk. Never in a million years would I do.
You
people
just
in the trunk.
admitted to a crime.
Oh my god! Oh god, yeah. See, I'm gonna be back next time with a crime that I wanted to do.
That's funny.
All right, so moving on. Make sure to give our social medias a follow. We're gonna be posting some more stuff on Instagram soon. Book Talk Tuesday is going up. It's been a little bit delayed. Been having some issues getting it to upload because it's so long. Veronica and I talk nonstop about The Lost Apothecary, so make sure to check that out on YouTube. And I hope you all have a spooky weekend. We're your hosts. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Veronica.
And I was E.
Bye.
Bye.